No locals nearby? Don't worry, you can still practice Gundam TCG and level up fast with some amazing online tools. So here's the problem. Gundam TCG is exploding, but not everyone can make it to locals every week. I know I can't, but I try my best. And a lot of people might not have all the cards needed to make a full deck because, there were shortages and shops were scalping. I've been there wanting to test decks, but the nearest shop either doesn't host events or it's once a month, or I can find a time to play. If you only play once every few weeks, it feels impossible to keep up with the pace, especially if you're trying to be a competitive player. That's where some of these platforms that I'm going to talk about will help you out. Today, I'll walk you through 4 of the best ways to practice. These are official apps, some are community tools, and some are full-blown simulators that make it easy to play even when you don't have locals nearby. So let's talk about the easiest one for anyone to start, the Gundam Learn to Play app. The Learn to Play app is Bandai's official tool and it's the best starting point. Think of it as your Gundam TCG on training wheels. It doesn't give you a rulebook, it guides you through interactive tutorials and full sample of matches. It's literally the best place for you to start. And keep in mind, before you actually jump into the tutorial, I would first recommend that you probably go watch some of the videos on how to play Gundam TCG. I have one that's a very quick one that you can learn in 8 minutes. I'll have it in the description, and it breaks down an interaction about 4 or 5 turns. Or there's other content creators, and even Bandai have their own version. So I do recommend you do that first before you jump into the Learn to Play app. It'll make things a lot easier because you'll hear concepts and terms. So as you're getting guided to the tutorial, it helps you out. So here's how to get the Bandai Learn to Play app. You're going to download it straight from your phone's app store or tablet, whatever it is. You can search for Gundam Learn to Play and install it. Once you're in, it immediately sets up a demo match and teaches you the key mechanics of everything in the game. Pro tip, don't just play it once and move on. You want to keep playing just so you could understand how it works. So when I was first learning how to play One Piece and Union Arena, I used the app like crazy just to understand the basics. You should do the same thing as too. Just keep playing it. Then you can move up to the next step. Now, the next one I would probably recommend is Wingtable. Wingtable is a browser base, so you don't need to install anything. You just need to load it on your browser and you're ready. Now, there's a couple things you do have to do, guys. You do need to provide some deck lists, though. But honestly, the easiest way to grab a list is from Eggman's event site. You want to hit that export button, and then you upload it into Wingtable. From there, you can test against any of the built-in AI starter decks they have, or if you want, you can download other decks and upload those as well, and then you just select player 1, which would be you, and player 2 is the AI, and you just jump in. Honestly, I would recommend this as a testing ground. You can play a dozen games against the AI in one sitting just to refine your sequencing and smooth out awkward draw turns before you face human opponents. Think of Wingtable as your sparring partner. It's not a replacement for locals, but it gives you an idea how your deck works and gives you an idea if you need to tweak it or not. Trust me, there's been several times where I've probably sat down and thought I had a cool deck and it just curved terribly. And I also use the Star Wars Unlimited version of this as well. It actually gives me a good idea how to play my decks that I'm building. What's even awesome, if you support them on Patreon, hey, I'm not affiliated by them, you can actually get access to their sealed environment so that you actually will get packs. You actually will build a sealed deck and then actually play against a computer as well who got pulled seals and figure out how your decks were good. So if you're going to be more competitive and like limited format, especially when the next set drops, this is going to be a good way to actually learn how to play limited, whether you're doing the booster packs or if it's going to be the starter deck. It's very cool to try it out. Now, let me know if you try out, if you ever use Wingtable, what do you like about it? What don't you like about it? I would love to hear your responses in the comments. Now, let's move up to the next one. Let's talk about Tabletop Simulator, or TTS for short. This is one of the best if you have a private group of friends. You could just hop on Discord, load into TTS, and just jam games like if you're at the kitchen table. Finding random opponents is tougher because you really have to rely on communication to coordinate times and stuff. And honestly, that's kind of hard and difficult. So it really shines when you have a playtest group of friends and you can practice together. So here's how to get started with TTS. You're going to go to Steam and you're going to have to purchase Tabletop Simulator. It usually costs around $20, but if you can wait during the winter sale, you can probably catch it for as low as $5 sometimes. But right now, I think it's $20. You want to go ahead and download and install it. You're going to head to the Steam Workshop. You're going to search for the Gundam TCG mod and subscribe to it. Then what happens is once you have it subscribed, you're going to launch TTS. You load the mod that you want. It's going to be an option to load the mod. And then you're good to go. And now you can start jamming out games with your friends. You can host one, set a password, your friend joins, get on Discord and start jamming out, testing with each other. The learning curve is real though. You need to learn hotkeys, how to move the cards. But once you do, it's actually incredibly easy. It just takes a few times. You can test new decks, proxy future sets, and play as much as you want without needing the physical cards. The big advantage, if your friends are spread out, TTS keeps everyone connected and practicing consistently because you're all connected online. And if you're finding this breakdown helpful, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I have more Gundam content coming that will help you play smarter, practice better, and win more games. And don't forget to hit that hype button. Remember, that's the new feature that YouTube hit. I would appreciate it if you can hype up this video. And lastly, we have the Gundam Sim. This is actually one of the downloadable programs that's being actively developed by the community, and it offers some powerful features. So here's the setup. What you're going to do, you're going to download it from that link in the description. You're going to place the 3 files into a single folder and launch the executable. The nice part, it auto updates. So once you set it up, you always have that latest version. Inside the GD Sim, you'll get a built-in deck builder where you could save multiple lists, and you can actually import decks from the internet. So I think Gigabyte's one of the formats you can use, but there's multiple places where you can import that deck. I also want to point out the download allows you to install it not only on Windows devices, you can do it on Mac and Android as well. So if you have time to install it on your phone and you get some 30 minutes off of work and you're on a break, you want to jam one quick game, that's a good option. It's very cool. Also, when you're ready, you're just going to click play to choose your deck. Then you'll see a list of lobbies. From there, you can just join any of the existing ones or create your own and start battling. Rank play is even on the roadmap, which could make this the go-to competitive simulator down the line. So if you're going to be a very competitive player and you're going to try to win regionals and maybe try to compete for worlds, this is probably going to be your best route to take. Back to the Gundam Simulator. Gameplay starts with rock, paper, scissors. You mulligan, then it flows into a full match. Honestly, this is one of the this one feels closest to sitting across from a real opponent because of the lobby system. So let's go ahead and recap everything. The Learn to Play app teaches you rules step by step. But remember, before you start the Learn to Play app, go watch some of the content that shows that all these awesome content creators show how to play the game. Like I said, I'll have my link in the description. If you want to check it out, I would appreciate it. Next up, we have Wing Table. This lets you test against an AI. It allows you to refine your builds, check your curve. It's not a full-blown test, right? Following up or leveling up from there is the TTS. TTS is the perfect option if you got a group of friends on Discord and you don't mind paying $20. And lastly, the GD Sim gives you lobbies, deck buildings, and a growing online community. So here's the big takeaway. Not having locals doesn't mean you can't improve. With these tools, you can keep practicing, keep testing, and show up your next event ready to compete. So you can practice literally every day, even though you can't go to a local. All right, guys, make sure you check out my latest Gundam video where I broke down how the whole competitive path from locals all the way to worlds. Anyways, guys, thank you for your time. May you have a good night. Peace.